Hello and welcome to Golden Years Nutrition. Let me ask you a quick question. Are you one of the millions of people over 60 taking a daily scoop of collagen powder, hoping it will finally stop your frustrating muscle loss? If so, I have a surprising and potentially costly truth for you. A study out of the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences showed that for folks over 65, the muscle-building signal from standard collagen was almost non-existent compared to another cheap supermarket protein. We're talking a difference of building muscle 10 times slower. You may be drinking the most expensive placebo on the market for your muscles. If you've spent hundreds of dollars chasing this trend, thinking you're fixing your senior health nutrition sarcopenia, I want you to know you're not alone. We've been absolutely bombarded with ads for it. But my name is Frank Taylor, and at 68 years young, I've dedicated my retirement to being a sort of health detective for folks just like us. I want to be clear, I am not a medical doctor or a geriatrician. My journey over the past decade has been a bit different. I spend my days digging into the latest clinical studies. And I want to emphasize that all the research I mention will always be linked below in the description. My goal is to take that complex scientific information and turn it into practical, affordable advice that we can actually use in our daily lives. And one of the most surprising truths I've found is this. You don't need expensive supplements, you just need the right signal. Today, we're going to give you back the time and money you might be wasting. We're going to cover 3 critical things that are vital for your muscle health. The scientific reason your muscles are shrinking. It's called anabolic resistance. Why that expensive collagen powder is failing you completely. The cheap supermarket protein that acts like a muscle ignition key, leucine, and can finally reverse muscle loss. Before we dive into the science, I'm curious. Tell me in the comments right now, are you currently taking collagen? Just say yes or no. I read every single one. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Golden Years Nutrition. Let me ask you a quick question. Are you one of the millions of people over 60 taking a daily scoop of collagen powder, hoping it will finally stop your frustrating muscle loss? If so, I have a surprising and potentially costly truth for you. A study out of the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences showed that for folks over 65, the muscle-building signal from standard collagen was almost non-existent compared to another cheap supermarket protein. We're talking a difference of building muscle 10 times slower. You may be drinking the most expensive placebo on the market for your muscles. If you've spent hundreds of dollars chasing this trend, thinking you're fixing your senior health nutrition sarcopenia, I want you to know you're not alone. We've been absolutely bombarded with ads for it. But my name is Frank Taylor, and at 68 years young, I've dedicated my retirement to being a sort of health detective for folks just like us. I want to be clear, I am not a medical doctor or a geriatrician. My journey over the past decade has been a bit different. I spend my days digging into the latest clinical studies. And I want to emphasize that all the research I mention will always be linked below in the description. My goal is to take that complex scientific information and turn it into practical, affordable advice that we can actually use in our daily lives. And one of the most surprising truths I've found is this. You don't need expensive supplements, you just need the right signal. Today, we're going to give you back the time and money you might be wasting. We're going to cover 3 critical things that are vital for your muscle health. The scientific reason your muscles are shrinking. It's called anabolic resistance. Why that expensive collagen powder is failing you completely. The cheap supermarket protein that acts like a muscle ignition key, leucine, and can finally reverse muscle loss. Before we dive into the science, I'm curious. Tell me in the comments right now, are you currently taking collagen? Just say yes or no. I read every single one. Let's get started. Anabolic resistance, the silent muscle thief. Now, let's stop accepting muscle loss as an inevitability. The problem isn't just time passing. The underlying issue is a specific measurable condition that accelerates decline. It is called anabolic resistance. To grasp this fully, let's refine our powerful construction site analogy. When you were younger, say in your 20s or 30s, your muscles were an incredibly attentive construction crew, ready to spring into action. A little bit of protein, a quick text message sent to the foreman, was all it took to trigger the muscle protein synthesis. They would build immediately and efficiently. But as we hit our mid-50s, 60s, and 70s, this once responsive muscle construction site becomes inwardly stubborn. It becomes resistant. The crew starts ignoring the small signals. That simple text message is now completely dismissed as noise. To finally grab their attention and force them to rebuild, you must send an urgent telegram, a massive, highly concentrated and overwhelming signal, just to get them to acknowledge the message and get out of their chairs to begin the work. That, right there, is anabolic resistance. It means your muscles are fundamentally desensitized to the protein you consume. This is the crucial reason why you feel like you are consuming enough protein every day. Yet your strength continues its frustrating, slow decline. Your body has learned to filter out the building command. This desensitization fundamentally changes how we must approach senior health nutrition sarcopenia. It means that simple volume is not the answer. Your body doesn't care if you had 10 grams of low-quality protein now and another 10 grams 2 hours later, thinking you're being diligent. It only cares about the power and concentration of the signal it receives in one single moment. To finally beat this acquired desensitization, we must purposefully hit the muscle's stimulatory threshold. If your protein intake in a critical meal, especially breakfast, falls below that specific scientific line, the protein is simply repurposed. It's used for minor general repair or inefficiently burned for energy. It absolutely does not trigger the significant regeneration process needed to reverse sarcopenia. This threshold is the key demarcation between passive maintenance and active muscle growth and regeneration. This distinction is vital for everyone over 60, and the consequences of ignoring this resistance are severe. This is the silent muscle thief that quietly robs you of your independence year after year. Consistent, high-quality studies show that if you take no corrective action, you can lose between 1% and 2% of your vital muscle mass every single year after turning 50. Over 2 decades, that's a staggering 20% to 40% loss of the muscle that dictates your balance, mobility, and ability to react to a fall. Muscle loss is not just a cosmetic worry. It is a profound crisis of independence and a threat to your longevity. The medical literature is startlingly clear. Sarcopenia is the #1 predictor for losing your mobility, suffering debilitating falls, experiencing non-healing fractures, and ultimately losing your ability to live alone and maintain your dignity. It is the gatekeeper of your golden years. Therefore, your new approach to senior health nutrition sarcopenia must be targeted, powerful, and aggressively scientifically backed. We are not just trying to feed our bodies. We are trying to send a powerful, decisive command to our resistant muscles, forcing them to rebuild what has been lost. We must treat every major meal as a highly strategic opportunity to override that resistance mechanism. Think about your daily life. Do you struggle to open jar lids, which requires forearm strength? Do you find yourself using your hands to push up out of a soft chair? Do you hesitate before carrying heavy groceries? These are all subtle daily signals that sarcopenia and anabolic resistance are currently winning the silent, unseen war. But those signals are reversible. The question then becomes, what specific nutrient constitutes that urgent telegram? What is the super signal, that potent, concentrated dose that can finally smash through the wall of anabolic resistance? Sadly, this is where the popular supplement industry has severely misled millions of older adults, convincing them that the answer is their pricey, highly marketed product. Before we transition to exposing that myth, tell me, do you often find yourself choosing a convenience food over a whole food because it seems easier after a long day? Comment guilty below. We need to admit these small shortcuts before we can truly fix them, because those convenient shortcuts are exactly what sarcopenia thrives on. This honest self-admission is the essential first step toward reclaiming your health and vitality. We are just moments away from revealing the truth. Stick with me. The leucine deficit. Why collagen is a $50 placebo. We now know we have a scientific problem, anabolic resistance, and we need a highly specific scientific solution, the super signal strong enough to hit the muscle stimulatory threshold. If you skip this part, everything else fails. And this leads us directly to the biggest financial and health mistake in senior health nutrition sarcopenia, the widespread aggressive reliance on collagen powder. I need to be absolutely frank with you. If you are taking collagen for muscle gain, for reversing muscle loss, you are essentially buying a very expensive, very ineffective placebo. You are throwing precious money and even more precious time at a problem that requires precision science, not marketing hype or celebrity endorsement. Here is the alluring collagen myth. The marketing machine is powerful and convincing. It tells you that since collagen is the main protein for your skin, hair, bone structure, and connective tissues, like ligaments and tendons, taking a supplement must be the optimal way to regenerate all those tissues, including your aging muscle. It sounds logical. It's a beautiful, simple story. But when held up to the harsh light of nutritional biochemistry, it is demonstrably false when it comes to muscle tissue. Here is the uncomfortable scientific reality. Collagen is indeed a brilliant structural protein. It supplies a fantastic profile of amino acids, particularly glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are excellent for bolstering joint cushioning, improving skin elasticity, and perhaps strengthening fingernails. However, for the specific urgent purpose of sending a signal to rebuild muscle and defeating anabolic resistance, collagen is a catastrophic failure. The core of the issue lies in collagen's intrinsic amino acid profile. It comes down to one single, tiny, but all-powerful essential amino acid: leucine. As we detailed, leucine is the muscle ignition key. It is the only amino acid that acts as the direct sensor for your muscle cells, engaging and flipping the switch of muscle protein synthesis, MPS. Without enough leucine delivered in that concentrated burst, the entire muscle-building engine remains stubbornly, frustratingly off. The chemical makeup of collagen is its downfall for us seniors. It is rich in those structural components, but is virtually devoid of leucine, containing only trace, sub-threshold amounts. When you look at the leucine content per gram of protein, collagen is one of the lowest scoring proteins available. To get the required 3-gram leucine threshold from pure collagen, you would have to consume an absolutely absurd, impractical, and frankly repulsive amount, likely 5 to 6 full scoops, which would be financially ruinous and nutritionally inefficient. This is precisely why, despite your faithful commitment to taking expensive collagen every single day, you continue to see minimal, if any, strength gain. You are supplying your body with low-grade building materials, glycine, proline, but are withholding the single most vital, critical component, leucine, needed to actually initiate the construction of new muscle fiber. Think of it this way. You are giving your stubborn construction crew a polite, gentle note written in pencil when they require a certified, urgent telegram stamped and approved by the CEO. It simply doesn't carry the necessary authority to overcome their resistance. Let's turn back to the scientific literature. Multiple gold standard studies comparing collagen to sources like whey protein in older adults consistently show a minimal, statistically insignificant muscle-building response from collagen. The muscle-building signal was simply too weak to overcome anabolic resistance. Dr. Stuart Phillips, one of the world's leading experts on protein and muscle health, often emphasizes that the focus must be on leucine content to drive muscle synthesis in older populations. This is not my opinion. This is the consensus of geriatric nutritional science. This is where the marketing becomes actively detrimental. By spending your money and filling your stomach with an inefficient collagen protein, you are not only committing financial waste, but you are also actively displacing other, far more effective leucine-rich whole foods and proteins that you could be consuming instead. You are creating a profound leucine deficit right at the most critical moment, your breakfast, when your muscles are most sensitive to a powerful signal. You are left with a false sense of security, believing you've met your protein needs, when in reality, you've missed the vital leucine threshold entirely. This is a subtle but devastating strategic error in fighting senior health nutrition sarcopenia. We need to be smarter. We need to stop focusing on marketing hype about skin and nails and start focusing on the fundamental physiological command required to reverse muscle loss. We must trade the feeling of doing something healthy for the certainty of following proven science. Think of the irreparable time being wasted. Every day you rely on collagen is another day that sarcopenia quietly steals more of your functional strength, your balance, and your independence. If you make the switch today, you are instantly saving yourself years of struggle down the road. Now, for those of you who find joint relief from collagen, please be advised, there are specific, cheaper, and far more targeted nutrients, like omega-3s or curcumin, we will cover in future videos that offer superior anti-inflammatory properties. But for the core mission of reversing sarcopenia, collagen is simply an expensive, underpowered obstacle. The solution is now crystal clear. We must stop using a structural protein as a signaling agent. We need to pivot our attention away from the expensive, ineffective trends and immediately focus on the specific, powerful, and affordable nutrient that science has unequivocally proven can reverse muscle loss after 60. In the next section, I'm going to reveal the exact, scientifically proven numbers and the top 3 powerful, cheapest sources you can buy at any supermarket today that deliver this leucine super signal, ensuring you never waste another penny or another day on inefficient muscle building again. This is the difference between slow, frustrating decline and powerful, measurable, life-changing reversal. The leucine super signal, your affordable muscle command. We've put the ineffective myth to rest. The science is definitive. The solution to reversing senior health nutrition sarcopenia is mastering the leucine threshold. As a reminder, your target is 2.5 grams to 3.0 grams of leucine in a single meal. This concentrated dose is the powerful command your resistant muscles need to smash through anabolic resistance and finally start building new tissue. This new strategy requires a strategic shift. Concentrate the signal. Stop haphazardly nibbling on low leucine protein throughout the day. Instead, focus on maximizing the leucine content of your 2 most critical, high-signal meals, breakfast and dinner. This strategy is the difference between slow, agonizing decline and powerful, measurable reversal. Top 3 affordable leucine super signals. Let's look at the best, cheapest, and most effective sources you can buy right now at your local supermarket. 1. The scientific king, whey protein, the ultimate affordable booster. I hear your skepticism. Frank, I'm 75. I'm not a gym fanatic. But hear me out. Whey protein is not a supplement designed only for muscle-bound teenagers. It is the scientific gold standard for senior health nutrition because of its phenomenal leucine content and incredibly fast absorption rate. The breakdown, A standard 25-gram serving of high-quality whey protein, isolate or concentrate, typically delivers between 2.7 to 3.5 grams of leucine. It perfectly hits and often exceeds our required threshold. The cost factor. Do the math. If you calculate the price per gram of effective muscle-building protein, whey is consistently the cheapest source available, dramatically cheaper per useful unit than any collagen powder. You are finally getting value for your money. Why it works. Whey is absorbed incredibly quickly, high bioavailability. This immediate flood of leucine sends that urgent telegram to your muscles right when they need it most. First thing in the morning when you are breaking your overnight fast. This is the optimal weapon against anabolic resistance. The Frank Taylor method. How to use it. You don't have to drink a boring, frothy shake. That's a myth, too. Simply mix a scoop into your morning oatmeal after it's cooked. Blend it into your morning coffee. It makes it creamy and slightly sweet. We call that a proffee. Or, for a simple, immediate dose, stir it into a small glass of milk. You have achieved the leucine threshold quickly, powerfully, and cheaply. You've won the muscle signaling battle before 9 a.m. 2. The kitchen champion. Eggs, the complete whole food source. This is a classic for a reason. Eggs are often called nature's perfect protein, and that holds true for fighting sarcopenia because they are a complete source. The breakdown. A single large egg contains about 0.5 to 0.6 grams of leucine, the magic number. To reliably hit the 3-gram leucine threshold, you need to commit to eating 4 to 5 large whole eggs in one sitting. Not 2, not 3, 4 to 5. Critical warning. You must eat the yolk. Do not skip the yolk in a misguided, decades-old attempt to cut fat. The yolk is packed with crucial micronutrients like vitamin D and choline, which work holistically and synergistically with leucine to support overall muscle function and optimize absorption. If you discard the yolk, you discard a significant portion of the health benefit and effectiveness, making your meal less powerful against senior health nutrition, sarcopenia. How to use it. Scramble 4 or 5 eggs and eat them with a small piece of whole grain toast. This is a powerful, delicious, and incredibly effective way to start your day with the scientifically necessary muscle-building command. This is real food providing real results. 3. The pantry powerhouse. Cottage cheese, the slow-release signal. While whey protein is optimized for speed, cottage cheese is the perfect option for maintaining the signal for long periods, especially overnight, because it is rich in casein protein, a slow-digesting protein. The breakdown. 1 cup, 226 g of low-fat cottage cheese can contain over 3.5 grams of leucine. It's a massive, concentrated hit. The benefit. Casein protein releases its amino acids slowly over several hours. This continuous, slow drip of leucine maintains the muscle-building signal while you sleep or throughout a long afternoon. This function is vital for preventing muscle breakdown, catabolism, which is a key part of the sarcopenia problem. How to use it. Have half a cup of cottage cheese with some berries for dessert or a late-night snack. This ensures your muscles are protected and stimulated for hours, directly fighting muscle loss while you rest. It's affordable, widely available, and delicious. Strategic eating. The new senior nutrition blueprint. Your new goal for senior health nutrition sarcopenia is to ensure you hit that 3-gram leucine threshold at least twice per day. This is your blueprint for reversal. Breakfast command. Use whey or eggs to send the strongest possible signal, immediately breaking the overnight fast and aggressively fighting anabolic resistance. Evening protection. Use cottage cheese or a lean meat source at dinner or before bed to maintain the signal and prevent muscle breakdown overnight. By implementing this leucine-focused strategic approach, you are no longer passively consuming protein. You are actively issuing precise, scientifically backed commands to your body. This is the difference between slow decline and powerful, measurable reversal of muscle loss. This strategy is effective, affordable, and requires no complicated trips to specialized health food stores. You are simply using the science to make better, smarter choices in your regular supermarket aisle. The key to rebuilding your strength isn't hidden in a fancy bottle. It's in your conscious, informed decisions about your plate. The 7-day challenge and final command. We've covered the entire blueprint. You are now equipped with knowledge that will allow you to immediately stop wasting money and start rebuilding your functional strength. But remember, knowledge without action is merely wasted potential. I want you to put this powerful science to the ultimate test. Join me for the Frank Taylor 7-Day Leucine Challenge. Your task is simple yet potentially life-changing. For the next 7 days, guarantee that your first meal of the day hits the 3-gram leucine threshold. Choose your weapon. Either mix 1 scoop of whey protein into your breakfast or commit to eating 4 to 5 whole eggs. Do not negotiate with sarcopenia. Do not skip this meal. Observe and report. Become your own health detective. Don't worry about the scale for these 7 days. Focus on your function and your subjective energy. How are your energy levels throughout the morning? Do you feel stronger when you get up from a low chair? Do your arms feel less fatigued when carrying groceries? Are you less hungry mid-morning? Just try it for 7 days. I promise you, your body will respond to this powerful, consistent signal because it is the signal it has been waiting for. The power of precision. Final recap and call to action. Let's quickly recap the vital takeaways for your new senior health nutrition sarcopenia strategy. We learned that muscle loss is primarily caused by anabolic resistance, the muscle's resistance to building signals, not just generic aging. We exposed the myth that expensive collagen powder is the solution because it is tragically missing the vital leucine signal. We discovered the powerful, affordable solution, hitting the 3-gram leucine threshold in key meals using affordable, effective sources like whey protein, eggs, and cottage cheese. Remember, reversing sarcopenia is a commitment to consistency. It's about making small, consistent, scientifically informed choices every single day. This is how independence is maintained. I would love to hear from you. We are building a powerful community here dedicated to science-backed health. What is the single most important change you are inspired to make after watching this video? Are you switching out your collagen? Are you committing to 4 eggs tomorrow morning? Please share it in the comments below. I read every single one, and your answers help motivate and educate our whole community. If you found this information helpful and empowering, if this has saved you money and given you a sense of control, please do me a huge favor. Click the thumbs up button. Share this video with a friend or family member who might be wasting money on the wrong supplements. And be sure to subscribe to Golden Years Nutrition so you don't miss our future deep dives into practical senior health tips. Thank you so much for watching, for trusting me with your time. And I'll see you in the next one where we explore how to naturally beat chronic joint pain better than ibuprofen.